This channel is for 18 and older. Hey guys, thanks for stopping back by. So I know I have done videos on Godzilla toys in the past, and today we are going to look at Gamera, the other white meat. Today we're going to be looking at the other super famous Daikaiju, Gamera, the terrible terrapin, the giant monstrous turtle that was created to sort of cash in on the kaiju craze that the Godzilla films had started. I like Gamera a lot. I really dig the 3 Gamera films that came out in the 90s. I think those are some of the best kaiju films ever done, as far as story-wise and the model work. Right, Thor? Right? Gamera? Yeah? Alright, leave the Gamera boxes alone, Thor. I gotta put all this stuff away. Okay, so anyway, I do dig Gamera, and I have some Gamera stuff to show you guys. It is nowhere near as much Godzilla stuff as I have. I've got a massive Godzilla collection and just a little nice-sized Gamera collection. But I do like him, so I will show you guys what I have. I was going to do one giant video of showing you the Gamera stuff and then his adversaries, but I ran out of room. So I'm going to do, this video is going to be Gamera, and then I'm going to put all these Gameras away, and I will do a Gauss video showing off my favorite Gamera villain, and that'll be the next video. So let me quit running my mouth and let's get to it. So this first piece here, this is a really nice big Gamera from those Gamera films in the 90s. This was from the first film in that trilogy. When I got this guy out of the box today, I was like, oh, that's got to be one of those X Plus pre-painted vinyls. But it's actually not. He's bigger than the X Plus vinyls. And I don't think I've ever heard of this company before. You guys ever heard of these dudes? Rocket Pro? I don't know. I don't think I own any other pieces by them. But this is a really nicely detailed Gamera. So like I said, there was a trilogy of films that came out in the 90s with really, really nicely done practical special effects. And the miniature work is insane. It looks so good. And the low camera angles, like from the street views, looking up at the kaiju, it's just impressive. They look like they're really there in the streets. If you've never seen the 90s Gamera trilogy, I suggest you guys watch it. It's really fun. Yeah, I've got all 3 of those on Blu-ray. It's on Amazon for really cheap. You guys should pick those up. Okay, moving right along. These 2 are Bondi pieces from the second film in the trilogy. That's his look from the first film. Gamera got cooler as the movies went on as far as his looks go. So he looks good in that first one, but he looks way better in this second one. Start with this little Bondi. It's just one of those little, you know, pre-painted movie monsters. Let's see. If there's any information on his little feet. And this bigger one, he squats awfully low to the ground. So after my divorce and I moved out, I sold a bunch of stuff. And I sold a lot of my Gamera collection. I had a giant, like, 2 foot tall roaring, you know, Gamera. I mean, it didn't roar. He was, you know, he was like in a roaring pose, but it was like 2 feet tall. It came with this nice wooden plaque. I sold that. I sold, I had a Gamera that looked like this one, but he was transformable. You could transform him into flying mode. Sometimes I regret selling that one, but you know, that's the way it is sometimes. It was time to thin out the collection. And yeah, my collection was, I have a big collection of stuff, but my collection was like this unruly, ginormous collection that it was so large and it was so big that I often didn't know what I had. And sometimes collections can get out of hand like that, and it's good to whittle it down to the pieces you really, really want. Next up, these 3, I believe these are hyper figures. They're little candy boxed figures that are of surprisingly really good detail. So here's the first film. Let's see. Here he is in the first film. I think he's cool looking, but he's kind of Muppet looking a little bit in this first movie. Man, I need one more hand is what I need to do this. So here he is in the first film. And here he is in the second film. And then here he is in the third film. Now, his look in the third film is my favorite. It's the most vicious, the most monstrous look. Yeah, I like my Gameras in the order these films were made. I like the third one in the reverse order they were made. I like the third one best. I like the second one second best, and then last I like the kind of friendlier Muppet looking version of the first film in this 90s trilogy. That's a nice little figure. Okay, up next, this is one of those pre-painted X Plus vinyl figures. And this is him from the second movie. If I remember correctly, these came in like a big blister pack. You know, like it had a header card, and it was kind of just like a big blister packed action figure. I don't think these things came in boxes like what X Plus does now. Here's another X Plus. This one, I've heard it called Nightmare Gamera, and I've also heard it called Trauma Gamera. Basically, one of the characters in the third film, she sees her apartment building, you know, she sees her home crushed and her family is killed by Gamera during a battle. And so when she has these nightmares, you know, Gamera looks like this in her nightmares. So, you know, it's very traumatic. That's why he's called Trauma Gamera. Let's see, hang on. I'm gonna get my shit together here. So he's kind of like the GMK Godzilla. He's got these white, you know, dead, glossed over eyes. Sort of like a black tongue. This is an awesome version of Gamera. He just looks so monstrous and evil. Yeah, it looks like the GMK Godzilla, but, you know, with Gamera. That sort of unhinged, crazy, feral, demonic, elder god sort of look. A monstrous, you know, I mean, Gamera is a giant monster. Of course he's monstrous. I mean, a more monstrous form of him, a more evil look. This Gamera is not friend to all children. That is a cool one. Okay, next up, this is a Bandai movie monster from part 3. Pretty color of green they have on his shell, sort of a teal, a very bluish green. Yeah, he looks really mean by the time this third film comes around. He looks like a, you know, a prehistoric snapping turtle. Just very mean. This is a cool action figure. This was made by Kyoto. And yeah, he's movable. Daikaiju. He has a darker green to his shell. And I think he came packaged with a little Gauss figure. I think. I don't know. I could be full of shit, but in the next video I do right after this one, I'll look for that little Gauss. This is the way I've got these things boxed up. I've got all my Gameras in 3 big boxes, and then I've got all my Gauss stuff in their own box. This is a cool figure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he came with a little Gauss. Which, you know, in Japanese, Gauss translates to feminine chicken. No, I'm just fucking with you. Gauss doesn't mean that. Okay, back on track. What am I looking at? This was a vinyl model that I put together and built from part 3. Who made this? I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea. But it is really cool. Those blades he has on his elbows. This was a fun one to build and to paint. I'm always proud when their mouths turn out right. When they look real meaty and wet. Looks like you're about to get gulped up by a Gamera. I don't know who made this one, if it was Volks or if it was Kyoto or... I don't remember, guys. Sorry about that. And I didn't recognize what it said on the bottom of his feet. But it was a vinyl model that came out when that movie was brand new. Same monster, Gamera 3, but this is an X Plus. Oops. Let's raise it up so I can show him off. Yeah, so the giant one that I sold kind of looked like this, where he's like, rah, he's roaring. But it was like 2 feet tall. It was a huge thing. But like I said, my collection had grown so big that I had stuff that I didn't even know I had. Like, I would go through a box and go, wow, I've got one of those? Shit, I just ordered one of those and I already had it. That sort of a thing. So I've said it before, I think when I first started my channel back up, is, you know, being in an unhappy marriage and going through depression, I think I tried to fill a lot of holes in my life by buying more and more stuff instead of actually dealing with my problems. I just thought that the more shit I owned, the better I would feel, and it doesn't work out that way. Eventually, you get out of a bad situation, or you cut the bad people out of your life, and things start going better. It's better to have a bunch of stuff that you like rather than having 10 times that amount of stuff just so you can say you own it, you know? You know what I mean? Like, my collection may have been whittled down, but now it's all stuff that I really, really, really love, and I like my collection where it is now, instead of the Roman bloated excess that it once was. Anyway, rant over. This is my last piece to show you guys. This is an X Plus from Gamera 3. Here's the box. I actually have the box to this one still. And this is a gorgeous piece. Look at that. Oh, gorgeous. Gorgeosity. Welly, welly, well. Look at the way they did the mouth. Oh, so good. Let's move him into the light a little bit more. Go into the light, Carol Ann. Yeah, that's gorgeous. Fuck. Look at that. Yeah, this Gamera was no joke. He looked awesome. Gamera 3. And that is a great big I don't know how tall this one is. He's over a foot tall though. And this is an X Plus. Anyway, guys, that is my monstrous turtle collection. Those are all my Gameras. Actually, that's a lie. I do have the SH Monster Arts and the Reveltech, posable Gamera action figures. I'll show those off in another video. So I'll call this one Gamera Collection number 1, and those will probably be, Gamera Collection number 2 or something. But I'm going to pack all these bad boy turtles up and then get out all my Gauss, and I will show those off in a video for you guys so you can see my favorite adversary that Gamera fights. Gauss is sort of like a pterodactyl meets a vampire bat sort of a thing. So we'll be back in a couple minutes. All right, thanks for stopping back by, my friends. See ya.